Hello, sorry. Hello, everyone. Day 13 in here of the 30-day challenge and of becoming the second Technoblade. And today's challenge is, well, it was actually to fight a more aggressive player, but I didn't find any aggressive players, so I'm just going to fight a robot or a bot. I think there are too many people in here. Hmm. Let me think. I'm just going to try it out. Okay. What? Oh my God. What? What the heck? And let me. In the last in the last video, I I said that I was having a hard time. I wasn't lying, actually. What the hell? What the fuck? Let me see if training another server works. Anyway, in the last video I said I was having a hard time. Let me just think how I can explain myself. Dear God, what the f is going on? What the heck? Freaking finally. Too little, there are very little people in here. It's weird. Anyway, yeah. Or whatever. Yesterday I was having a hard time because my own parents said that there cannot be another Technoblade. Oh, anyway, I was having a hard time because my own parents said that there cannot be another Technoblade, and that gave me a little of anxiety for kind of a day and a half. And just being myself, I asked other AI if if that's something true that wasn't aggressive enough. The first AI that I asked that was ChatGPT. Come on, you sick bastard. Yes, yes, come on, please, let me join, please. Oh, come on. Please try again later. Are there seriously no players in there? Maybe this one. And and for my surprise, ChatGPT said that yes, it's true. There cannot be another Technoblade. I'm not trying to be a copycat, okay? I'm only trying to become the second Technoblade by honoring his legacy. To honor, to live, to to live honoring his legacy. I do get that people who say that same thing, that there cannot be a next Technoblade. I do get why people are saying that. They're saying that because not because they're toxic or anything, but because they're trying to protect Technoblade's memory, and that's something that I respect. And I try to ask that same thing with other AI. The second AI that I I told the same thing was another AI called Crook. And Crook that's how you that's how it's called, the AI, like the second AI that I told. And that AI said kind of the same thing, kind of, because I explained to him that I explained to that AI what I really mean by becoming the second Technoblade. It's not to copy him. It's not to copy his personality or anything. It's to just PvP like him. That's what I mean by becoming the second Technoblade. Just to PvP like Technoblade. Nothing else. Not trying to talk like him or live like him or anything. And when I explained to him all of that, he soon said, "Well, if that's the case, then yes, you can pick. There can be another Technoblade." Like I said, not exactly being Technoblade. I'm just trying to PvP like him. But yeah, maybe I gotta be careful by saying the title second Technoblade. Well, looks like everything is not going as planned. That that cha- that challenge, I mean, of fighting a more aggressive player. I'm just I'm just going to play spear. I mean, I was about to say spear. I'm just going to play today's challenge is to simply play sword and netherite. I never I never start the I never start the timer. So I'm just going to finish this guy off. I'm going to put the timer. Piece of cake. Of course, because maybe I'm fighting noobs. Well, since it didn't, since the challenge didn't go as planned, I completely forgot to I completely forgot to look for a more aggressive player. Maybe nah, think about it. Maybe my coach or something. I don't know. For another time. Maybe in the future. Anyway, returning to the explanation. I'm not, for those who are new to my YouTube channel, well, no one is new in here, but anyway, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to explain myself. I'm not trying to copy Technoblade or anything. What I mean by that, I'm not trying to get his same personality, be as funny as him. I'm not trying to replace him or anything or shit like that. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to do those kind of things. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, come on. That was how yawn, by the way. Sorry about that. I'm not trying to replace, but yeah, I'm not trying to replace Technoblade or anything. I'm just trying to PvP like him. That's what I mean by becoming the second Technoblade. Just to PvP like him at his way and on my own way at the same time. I think that's a intelligent move to do to to be to PvP like Technoblade and at my own way at the same time. And if I never get the title second Technoblade, then whatever. I have my second goal. And my second goal is to be the first me. Yes, I'm also trying to be the first me, and I'm trying to be the first me. And oh, Jesus Christ. No, I'm not trying to be Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up. Anyway. I'm trying to be the first me and the second Technoblade. What I'm trying to say. I forgot. Oh, and something I forgot to mention in way back in the beginning of this conversation is it's true that Technoblade is a only guy keep forgetting to use my shield. It's true that Technoblade is a only guy in the world that people are trying to protect his memory and other things. But that doesn't mean that there cannot be a next Technoblade. course I died. Anyway, that doesn't mean. Well, just give me a second to make myself clear. When people say that there cannot be another Technoblade, Gear 5, Luffy, twins. Oh my god, sick. Anyway, when people mean by there cannot be another Technoblade, they are usually protecting his memory, and I admire that. And again, not trying to replace him or copy him or anything. That was a close one. There cannot be another Technoblade because he was. I'm just going to explain it in my way. Because he was so cool, so funny, and sometimes an idiot. Not trying to, not disrespectful. What I mean by idiot is, again, not trying to sound disrespectful, not being disrespectful. Maybe, maybe a dummy, most likely, and intelligent at the same time. What I mean by dummy is, never mind. Forget I said idiot. I'm so sorry. Now I feel like an idiot. I'm trying my best to explain myself, okay? Is that he was a PvP god, and he was literally the god of everything. He was good at everything. He was. Well, how I think about it, he was dark. But what I mean by dark is that he was also a little bit scary. Not gonna lie. And he inspired so many people. But that doesn't mean that there cannot be a next Technoblade. Well, as long as they're not trying to replace him or there cannot that doesn't mean that there cannot be another a next a next someone of that guy. Example. That doesn't mean that there cannot be another next a next oh Jesus Christ. I'm having a little trouble explaining that they cannot that just because they're uh, that doesn't mean that just because they're just because Technoblade was the only just let me just give me some time to calm myself. I don't know what's wrong with me. Let me explain myself again. People say that there can never be another Technoblade. They are usually protecting his memory because he was truly one of a kind of of very good PvPers, a god tier PvP skills, and he was very funny. But that doesn't mean that there cannot be a next in in the lineage of great some. That doesn't mean that, but that doesn't mean that there cannot be an a next in the list of legends who inspires a similar way, but their own unique twist. There are sorry that sorry that I was awfully quiet. Anyway, there are there are creators who adopt his tone or style, and fans sometimes notice that. I don't know if I don't know if I explained myself clearly, but all I'm trying to say is that um that there cannot be I mean that there can be an next Technoblade, but that I can be the next Technoblade, but I'm not trying to replace him or anything. I'm trying to be the second Technoblade at PvP, only at PvP. I'm trying to PvP like him, not to have the same. That's what I mean by saying becoming the next Technoblade or second or whatever. They're the same thing. was up close. Anyway, I'm only trying to become the second technically at PvP. I I feel like I said that many times already. Maybe because I'm terrible at explaining stuff. I'll admit I'm pretty terrible at explaining myself or explaining other people. But yeah, I'm not trying to replace Technoblade. Simply, I'm just simply trying to PvP like him. And if I never get the the title second Technoblade, then whatever. Because I have another goal, honestly. And my second goal is, oh, I'm just going to describe my second goal. The warrior of joy, he who plays the fool and brings smiles to all. Is that a good description for you guys? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, my second goal is to be like a warrior of joy who makes people happy even in the hard times, who kills the stress and the other thing and other things, and maybe not only stress, maybe anxiety, to kill the stress and anxiety. Maybe I could, the name that I usually have for my second goal is Joy Boy. Damn. I did mention it right. I did mention it correctly, right? I said Joy Boy. For those who maybe didn't understand. Damn. Now that's a aggressive player. I keep forgetting to use my shield. Why do I forget? Anyway, maybe in maybe I could get the title Choi Boy, or maybe Sun God. I don't know. I'm just I'm just having illusions right now. I always have illusions. But yeah, I think that there can be another, well, maybe not another, a next Technoblade. Now, now that I think about it a little more better, or now that I think about it, if I ever made Dummy in it or Filsa or Dream, and they ask what is my goal, and maybe if I say to become the second Technoblade, maybe they're not going to like the idea, or maybe get mad. But I gotta be a little, a little, a little careful by by saying the title second Technoblade. Not even close. Or another thing I wanted to say. Technoblade never dies. And Mercurial WWE. Uh, what? I'm sorry, I just yesterday I personally invented a key phrase inspired by the other key phrase Technoblade never dies. Give me a second. Oh, Mark Mercurial Mercurial's WWE is joy incoming. That's my new key phrase. Mercurial's WWE joy incoming. A key phrase inspired by Technoblade Never Dies. Damn it. Sorry that was. Now I think about it, I'm apologizing. I'm saying sorry too much for being quiet. Just one more hit. Fuse. Oh, come on. How many rounds am I going to make? Why are you dancing? Uh, want to do what? I wish I could see my. I wish I could see what he said completely because no. I'm dead. I'm dead meat. Hey, I told ya. Whew. Yeah, this is. I don't want to take too much time. I'm just going to play one more. And the explanation I did about being the next Technoblade, I feel embarrassed, honestly, because I was having trouble explaining myself, and I feel kinda embarrassed and I feel like an idiot. Anyway, I'm just going to say it. Blech. Burp. Anyway, I'm just going to say it again. I don't know if my explanation was. I don't know if you guys understood it or if you didn't. I don't know honestly. I have no idea. I don't know if I explained myself clear. If I explained myself clear because I was having trouble. But if you do, but if you did understand, let me know in the comments. Again, not trying to replace Technoblade, only trying to be only trying to PvP like him. And anyway, I hope you guys what Dave. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. So make sure to like and subscribe and please leave a comment because I want to make sure if I I really made myself well if I explain myself clear or not, or if I did terrible. And see you guys later.